This lesson deals with selecting text. Some people like to call it highlighting. It's not really supposed to be called highlighting. There is a feature called highlighting, and it's right here. And that deals with making it look like you've used your yellow highlighter to make something stand out. Selecting text deals with grabbing words that you need. Sometimes you're going to make them bold or underlined. Sometimes you're going to copy and paste them. So I realize you might think you know everything about selecting text. Chances are you don't. Now, the old-fashioned way without a mouse would be put your shift key down and then use your arrows. So now I'm going arrow right, I'm going arrow down. You might be thinking, why would I want to know this if I know how to use my mouse? It's a good question. Sometimes when you use your mouse, and let's say I wanted to select all of these words right here. Every once in a while you'll miss a letter or two, right? Rather than start over, put your shift key down and just right arrow a couple times, and you'll get the exact selection that you wanted to use. So your shift and arrows have always worked, and they still do, and sometimes they'll come in handy just to define more specifically the words that you wanted to select. The fastest way to select one word is to double click it. Now, in here on the left hand side is an invisible area that a lot of people don't know about. This is actually called your selection bar. You know that you're in your selection bar when your mouse turns into an arrow pointing the other way. See here, I've got a nice big black arrow so that my viewers can see where I'm going. However, when I get in here, it turns into like an I-beam, which allows you to click and move your mouse, your insertion point, wherever you want it to be. But when you get here, this is called the selection bar. Now, if I click once, I will automatically select the entire line next to me. If I double click, I will automatically select an entire paragraph. Now, I don't have very many long paragraphs in this document. However, this is a 2-line paragraph, and if I double click here, it automatically selected the entire paragraph. If I triple click, so single does the line, double does the paragraph, triple selects the entire document. Now I've got a 9-page document here, and I've just selected every single part of that 9-page document. So that's your selection bar. Now, having said that, you need to understand, typically when you select something, it's because you want to affect it somehow. You want to change the font, you want to change the size, you want to copy it, etc. What you don't want to do is insert anything at this point, because if you do, you will replace all of this with whatever you insert. And when I say insert, I mean whether you type it, whether you insert a date, whether you insert a picture, whatever you had selected will be replaced by that. So I've heard thousands of times, I've lost everything, or I lost this and I don't know why. And 90% of the time it's because they had it selected and they inserted or typed something. If I hit my space bar right now, I've just replaced a 9-page document with 1 space. Pretty sure I didn't want to do that, which is where undo comes in real handy. But that's the rule. Whatever you've got selected, if you insert a date, insert a picture, clip art, type a word, type a letter, it will be replaced. Now, another neat feature, this was introduced in Microsoft Office 2003, is the ability to select things that are not necessarily next to one another. So we call that non-contiguous. Not that you need to remember that, but you need to remember that you can select here, then you can put your control key down and select here, and then you can keep going all the way through and select only the lines that you wish to select all the way through a document. And then when you've got those things selected, you can then apply any kind of setting to that. This is one of the tools that allows you to make it and then make it pretty. So you'll type a document like this, and then you'll determine what are my headings, and you'll go through the whole document and you'll select only your headings. And then when you do that, when you're done selecting all of your headings, you'll then determine, all right, I'm going to want them to be double underlined and bold and centered, and you can do that to your entire document in one fell swoop, one shot. So selecting non-adjacent areas using your control key, huge new feature. The ability to use your selection bar, the ability to use your shift and arrows, those are things you need to know real important things you need to know about selecting text.